Chapter 80. Foundation Establishment Realm. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Soon days later, it was at this moment that the Dantian within him emitted a thunderous roar. A powerful spiritual power burst out from it, blasting out into Feng Yun's chi meridians, flesh, blood, and bones. Like the life of spring which causes a withered tree to sprout, his body awakened. His yang qi grew stronger, and massive amounts of filth exuded from his pores, replaced by a fragrant aroma that arose from him. His long hair floated around him. He looked completely different from what he had 5 days ago. His chi meridians enlarged, they grew tougher, firmer, and smoother. His bones were different as well, even crystalline in some places. He was transforming, becoming something other than mortal. These changes shook his entire body. His hair grew much longer, and he became taller than before. There was no spiritual cloud within his Dantian anymore, only a sea formed by spiritual chi. As the spiritual power emanated out, his chi meridians filled with power, and his blood flowed faster. It was at this moment that his closed eyes flashed open. The moment he opened his eyes, the spiritual energy in the room was swept up. It was as if Feng Yun had become a black hole, swallowing up all the spiritual energy within the room. It was absorbed through his pores and into the Dantian, which grew brighter and brighter. Feng Yun's yang qi grew even more powerful. The spiritual sense in his mind grew larger. Because of the heavenly yang cultivation technique, his spiritual sense leaped up to a higher level. At the moment it was far more powerful than that of the average foundation establishment stage cultivator. His spiritual sense completely exceeded that which a cultivator should have at the early foundation establishment stage. It was actually equal to that of the middle foundation establishment stage. The power of foundation establishment cultivators far exceeds that of spirit gathering realm. By moving his spirit sense, he could see everything within 500 meters as if it were within his own mind. A cultivator at the beginning foundation establishment stage could normally only cast spiritual sense 200 meters ahead. The beginning foundation establishment stage, said Feng Yun slowly. As his voice echoed out in the room, his face shone with vigor. His eyes glowed, and he breathed deeply, feeling the power of the spiritual energy in his body. He was 100 times stronger than the power he could utilize 5 days ago when at the peak of the spirit-gathering realm. Others would be shocked if they knew of this. Generally speaking, the shortest amount of time even a genius cultivator needed to reach foundation establishment is 1 week, often it will take only 20 to 30 days. The amount of spiritual energy required was not immense either, nothing close to what Feng Yun had needed. The amount of time and spiritual energy wasted by Feng Yun was far and above the normal. In the main guest hall of the Feng clan, there were almost every elder was present at this time including Feng Yun's father. There were 2 people were standing in the center of the hall, one young man in a blue robe and one old man in a white robe. They all had an insignia on their chest, Blackwater Valley. How are you guys? Young Lady Guan is able to marry me is the honor of your family. Now tell me, where is Feng Guan? It has been 4 days already, but she didn't come out yet. Chen Wenyu said with an arrogant tone. The youngster was called Chen Wenyu, grandson of Grand Elder of Blackwater Valley. 15 days ago, he was passing through the town, and he saw Feng Guan by coincidence. At the sight, he was immediately attracted by the beauty of Feng Guan. He directly asked Feng Guan to follow him. He also raised his identity, hoping that the other party would be interested and follow him actively, and he would save much effort. However, I didn't expect this woman to be ignorant and didn't even look at him and immediately refused him. He was an inner disciple of the Blackwater Valley, his grandfather is a cultivator of the foundation establishment realm. And he thought Feng Guan was only a village girl, she would be happy to follow him, but his imagination was wrong. He has not enough time to go to Feng Guan's clan, and also he was alone at that time. So after getting information about Feng Guan and her clan, he went to the sect to get help from his grandfather. His grandfather has sent one elder of the initial stage of foundation establishment realm with him. We already said that she is cultivating in seclusion, we don't know when she comes out from the cultivation. Feng Luzong said lightly as he was informed by Feng Yun that Feng Yun and 2 women were cultivating could not be disturbed. Young Master Chen, please wait for more days. Until then please stay in our clan as a guest. We will talk about marriage in front of Feng Guan as soon as Feng Guan come out from seclusion. Feng Bai said politely. Feng clan was ready to accept marriage but because they don't have any other choice, and it was also beneficial to their clan if Feng Guan became the daughter-in-law of Foundation Establishment Realm Cultivator. We don't have time to waste here, ask her to come out. She can cultivate at Blackwater Valley. I will ask the grandfather to train her and accept her as his last disciple. Chen Wenyu said with an impatient tone. She has to come with us now, tell me her location, otherwise I took her by force. Ho Guowei said as he moved spirit chi around him and a powerful momentum erupted from his body. Ji has reached Foundation Establishment Realm, no one could fight against him in the Feng clan. As long as he attacked, the Feng clan would be destroyed. He was also the real confidence of Chen Wenyu that Chen Wenyu dared to force Feng Guan to hand him over. Without Ho Guowei, he would not so impulsive as this was not his Blackwater Valley site. Chapter 81. Who dares to injure my father, I will destroy him. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng Luzong, where is Feng Yun? Feng Bai looked at Feng Luzong and said. Feng Yun also an inner disciple of the Seven Sword sect, he could help them in this critical situation. I don't know where is he said he could not be disturbed for a few days, doing some urgent work. Feng Luzong sighed lightly and said. He himself did not know what was Feng Yun doing. Elder Ho, make your move and search Feng Guan. Chen Wenyu looked at Ho Guowei and said. Ho Guowei nodded and moved forward. Elder Ho, please wait. Feng Luzong moved in front of Ho Guowei to block his path from entering the inner houses of Feng clan. Dare to block, old man, fuck off. Ho Guowei frowned slightly, he waved his hand and a powerful aura blasted Feng Luzong aside. A spirit sword appeared in Feng Luzong's hand that was given by Feng Yun, wielding a long sword. Feng Luzong swings his sword against the spirit energy of Ho Guowei, blocking the attack. Although he was not injured heavily, a few drops of blood leaks out from his arms, caused by the spirit energy of Ho Guowei. Elder Ho, what are doing? Feng Bai came to support Feng Luzong, he looked at Ho Guowei with a cautious look and said. He did not think that an esteemed expert of Foundation Establishment Realm would attack the Spirit Gathering Realm Cultivator without warning. Move aside, otherwise don't blame me for not showing mercy. Ho Guowei said as he was ready to attack again. Who dares to injure my father, I will destroy him. As Ho Guowei is about to make a move, an angry voice sounded in the hall. This sound was like thunder appeared in the hall, making people's ears buzzing. A youngster wearing a white robe arrived in the hall, his face covered with anger. This was Feng Yun. When Feng Yun came out from the Black Pagoda, the servant informed him about the clan's incident. Listening to the news, Feng Yun became furious. Someone came to his clan and even forcing his aunt to marriage, a murderous intent flashed in his eyes. He immediately rushed to the meeting hall. Everyone looked at Feng Yun, the Feng clan members showed a delighted expression when they saw Feng Yun appeared in the meeting hall. Chen Wenyu looked back at Feng Yun, and frowned slightly, he didn't feel anything extraordinary from Feng Yun, it turned out to be just another idiot come seeking for death. I thought it was a great man. He murmured in slowly. Feng Yun looked at the blood-stained Feng Luzong, and blood dripping from his arms. A wave of strong anger broke out from Feng Yun. He came in front of Feng Luzong and gave him a healing pill. Kid gets out from my way or else I will throw you out. Ho Guowei looked at Feng Yun and said. Feng Yun was unheard Ho Guowei but stared to his father, Father, wait for a little, I will end this soon. Feng Yun turned back to look at the Ho Guowei, the Heaven Slayer sword appeared in his right hand. He rushed at Ho Guowei. No, Feng Luzong exclaimed as he Feng Yun going to attack. A loud shriek sounded in the hall. A red light flashed from Feng Yun's sword and two blood fountains appeared in the hall. Huh, you really got a death wish. Chen Wenyu laughed as he thought that Feng Yun was an idiot. Unfortunately, he hadn't finished his words, but his expression was frozen, his eyes almost popped out in front socked, and his mouth was open wide, his entire body seemed to be stuck by something. Hou Guowei was kneeling on the ground and both hands of Hou Guowei has been chopped from his shoulders. Everyone was shocked. They rubbed their eyes vigorously. They would never believe that this was the truth, but the fact was right in front of their eyes, they could not believe it unless they were all dreaming together. The Foundation establishment cultivator's arms were actually cut by Feng Yun, a teenager. This was simply incredible. Feng Yun didn't even look at Hou Guowei again, he moved towards Chen Wenyu. Chen Wenyu became terrified. He never imagined that a teenager from a small town would have such terrifying strength. Now he just wanted to escape as soon as possible, otherwise, he would hand here. He turned around and ran away. Want to run? There is no exit. Feng Yun sneered with a quick speed, he appeared in front of Chen Wenyu. Miscellaneous Blackwater Valley, today is your death time. Feng Yun's fist with lightning-fast speed hit Chen Wenyu's chest. Chen Wenyu was flown back in the air and smashed on the ground, blood sprayed out from his chest. However, Feng Yun's fist was only the beginning, he showed a slight smile and his figure disappeared again. Chen Wenyu hasn't stabilized yet, Feng Yun appeared next to him again. Relax, I won't kill you right away, I will let you know what it means to be worse than death. Finally, Feng Yun kicked hard at Chen Wenyu again. Chen Wenyu just felt like he was hit by a huge pound of the boulder, even protection defense armor seemed to have no effect. Who are you? Where are you come from? How can a teenager like you who at Foundation Establishment Realm at such young age appeared in such a rural area? We are from Blackwater Valley. Hou Guowei who was kneeling on the ground asked with a trembling voice as he looked at Feng Yun. He has never heard of such genius that has been appeared in Whitestone City. What? Foundation Establishment Stage. Feng Yun broke through to the Foundation Establishment Realm. Everyone got socked again after hearing the old man Hou Guowei. This stage was a legend to them but Feng Yun already achieved it at such a young age. Blackwater Valley also follow your footsteps soon. Feng Yun said. The demonic fire appeared in his hand, it coiled around Feng Yun's hand like a serpent. Feng Yun threw the demonic fire on Chen Wenyu. It was a little flame serpent but it soon wrapped around the entire body of Chen Wenyu, burning his body. Ah! Chen Wenyu screamed with pain as fire burning his entire body, he lay down on the ground, crawled on the ground hoping to put out the flame. Unfortunately, the demonic flame didn't stop, all his struggle was gone in the vain. Chen Wenyu, Hou Guowei looked at Chen Wenyu who became a fireman and kept rolling on the ground. After a while, it turned into nothingness. After Feng Yun came close to the Hou Guowei and beheaded him with sword. Chapter 82. Going to the Blackwater Valley. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng Yun, when did you become this powerful? Feng Luzong stared at Feng Yun asked, and why did you kill them? Now the Blackwater Valley's experts will annihilate our clan for revenge. His voice was wavering out of panic. You don't worry about them, I will handle everything. Feng Yun calmly said as he extended his hand, picking up the storage ring from Hou Guowei's finger, he threw it to Feng Luzong. Take it. After Feng Yun left the meeting hall, the clan members were looking at the back of Feng Yun with admiration, adoration, and fear. Sigh, he has become a true dragon, ready to soar in the sky. Now the small Feng clan cannot hold him longer. Feng Bai sighed heavily as he at the broad back of Feng Yun who leaving the meeting hall. What should we do? The Blackwater Valley's people will come to us when they will get this news. Feng Bai said as he was thinking about the future of the Feng clan. We should show some faith in Feng Yun, also we have no other option. Feng Luzong said. He believed in his son, and he also knew that Feng Yun has changed from the past, grown up, and became mature. He would not risk everyone's lives without any safety plan. Feng Yun left the meeting hall, went outside the town. He knew that the Blackwater Valley would not sit in peace after getting the information. If he wanted that the Feng clan stay alive, then the Blackwater Valley has to be killed. The Blackwater Valley's people have come to him twice, now it's Feng Yun's turn to return their gift. The Blackwater Valley was located within the soaring Heaven Mountain range. It was near a big valley. Early in the morning, the sun had just risen. Dozens of disciples wandering in the valley, doing some daily tasks. Feng Yun, who wore a long white robe and stood as straight as a steel spear, walked over step by step with his hands behind his back, while his eyes shone with a sharp light. Who are you? This is Blackwater Valley, you can't enter without stating your name and purpose. As Feng Yun came to the entrance of the valley, the outer disciples who were guarding the entrance blocked his path and said. Feng Yun didn't pause, by simply waving his hand, he knocks them aside and entered the valley. Intruder, hurry to alert the elders, one disciple exclaimed loudly, and run inside to alert the elders. As Feng Yun was moving towards the inner section of the valley, some strong auras came close to him. State your name and purpose for entering the valley forcefully, otherwise be ready to get punishment. A spirit-gathering realm cultivator arrived in front of Feng Yun and said. There was a warning in his voice. Fuck off. Feng Yun punched him in the face, making him flew back in the air. After Feng Yun resumed his footsteps, he was here to kill higher-ups in the valley. The spirit-gathering experts were only small fry. They were no threat to him and his family, and once he destroyed the big ones, the small ones would run themselves. Even if they try to remain here, the other two sects would never let these opposites slip from their hands to get rid of their enemy. Feng Yun continued to move forward. After two failed attempts, elders also realized that Feng Yun was more powerful than them. So they let him pass. One elder ran inside to inform the valley master. Soon Feng Yun arrived in the open martial training field. There was already a crowd gathering in the field to watch the show. The valley master, grand elder, and the elders were also waiting for Feng Yun after getting the news about him. Seeing the proud and aloof young figure that suddenly appeared, the Blackwater Valley master and the others were all stunned. Feng Yun, who had forcefully restrained his aura, unleashed it fully. His terrifying aura intimidated everyone present. With his cultivation progress, his understanding of the Heavenly Yang cultivation technique also improved. With the help of the Heavenly Yang cultivation technique, Feng Yun could hide his aura from others whose cultivation base was higher than two big realms, making them unable to sense his cultivation base. This aura. Foundation Establishment Realm. Sensing the terrifying aura being emitted by Feng Yun, everyone's expressions changed. All of them started thinking the same thing, that which big clan or country this young man came from. Reaching the foundation establishment stage at such young age, there has to be some powerful background behind him. I'm Feng Yun from the Seven Sword Sect. Remember him? Feng Yun threw off the copped head of Ho Guowei towards the valley master Sun Ling. He dared to injure my father, and threaten my women. I don't like it if someone tried to threaten my family or friends. Feng Yun. Everyone was stunned after hearing it. When Sun Ling felt Feng Yun's aura, the muscles at the corner of his eyes twitch. He felt extremely uneasy in his heart. He could not imagine that Feng Yun, who had been trapped in the secret realm a month ago, would be able to reach the foundation establishment stage in just 1.5 months. This was a complete threat to him. Why, shouldn't you be happy to see me? Why are all of you frowning? Feng Yun looked at the gloomy expressions of Sun Ling and the others. The corner of his mouth raised slightly, revealing a trace of a wild smile as he asked. Feng Yun, don't try to be cocky. You have killed my grandson. This old man will make sure that you won't be able to return today. An old man with white hair stepped forward and said. This was the Grand Elder of Blackwater Valley Chen Wuhai. Mid-stage Foundation Establishment Realm Cultivator. As he spoke, Chen Wuhai emitted a terrifying aura far more powerful than Sun Ling. Old dog, do you really think that you are invincible under the heavens after reaching mid-stage Foundation Establishment Realm? Feng Yun laughed and said arrogantly, a frog in the well. Oh my God, who is that young man? What an arrogant tone. That's right. He challenged the entire Blackwater Valley's elders on his own. Isn't he a little too daring? On the field, the disciples who had hidden far away began to discuss with one another. Chapter 83. Destroying the Blackwater Valley. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng Yun, this old man will immediately let you know who is the frog in the well. Chen Wuhai's eyes flashed with killing intent as a low-grade earth-ranked sword appeared in his hand. Boundless spirit chi gushed out of his body, forming a powerful wave of spirit chi around him. Grand Elder, kill this little bastard. Two elders, who had just been beaten by Feng Yun, said loudly. Both of them glared at Feng Yun with flame in their eyes, wishing that they could cut him into 1,000 pieces. Scram! Feng Yun's pupils constricted as a terrifying sound wave exploded out from his mouth. It was like a stormy sea as it crashed towards two elders. Puff puff. After receiving the sound wave attack from Feng Yun, the two of them only felt a pain in their chests, causing large amounts of blood to gush out uncontrollably. Their bodies were like kites with their strings cut, drawing two beautiful arcs in the air as they fiercely fell onto the ground. Witnessing the scene before them, everyone was shocked. Terrifying, too terrifying. Too weak, all of you, attack together. Feng Yun pointed his finger at the elders and said arrogantly. I'm enough to kill you. Chen Wuhai was completely enraged by Feng Yun's arrogance. The waves of qi surged into the low-grade earth-ranked sword, and extremely sharp sword lights shot out, slashing towards Feng Yun. Chen Wuhai's first move was a powerful killing move. First sword form. Feng Yun took a sudden step forward and shattered the hard ground. A surging wave of spirit qi rushed from his body, condensing into an extremely compressed sword qi that brought along a powerfully destructive force. It shattered the Chen Wuhai sword light as if they were rotten wood, and ruthlessly imprinted it onto the Chen Wuhai's sword in the air. Click. A sound. The treasured sword of the Blackwater sect, directly cut apart by the sword qi and the powerful sword qi into Chen Wuhai's arms, causing the skin and flesh of both of his arms to be ripped, his bones to become dense, and a large amount of blood splashed onto the ground. Everyone was shocked into a daze when they saw the low-grade earth-ranked sword being cut by Feng Yun's sword qi strike. Feng Yun's strength had already exceeded their imagination. You, how could you have such strength? Chen Wuhai, whose arms were almost broken, was scared out of his wits. As I said, you are just a frog in the well. With your current strength, you can only show off in this small city. Feng Yun sneered and mocked in disdain. Feng Yun, I'll definitely take your life. Chen Wuhai couldn't accept this defeat. With a roar, he burned all the blood vitality in his body in a last-ditch effort. Chen Wuhai wielded the broken sword and hacked out with the strongest move he could. The terrifying sword was like a huge axe that split the sky, tearing through the air as it swung towards Feng Yun with incomparable ferocity. Facing Chen Wuhai's strongest attack, Feng Yun did not dodge nor did he move at all. He just stood there without moving, allowing the sword to hack at him. Just as Feng Yun was about to be split into two by the sword, a red sword light flashed, shattering the attack of Chen Wuhai and severely injuring him. Feng Yun, so it was my sect's fault. I don't know what you have to do to forgive us. As long as you say the word, I will definitely satisfy you. The Valley Master Sun Ling lowered his head, submitting to Feng Yun, asked in a humiliating tone. Facing undefeatable Feng Yun, Sun Ling knew that only by calming down his anger, would the Blackwater sect be able to protect itself. My request is simple. With the destruction of the Blackwater Valley, you will all die. Feng Yun said without a hint of emotion. Feng Yun did not show any mercy to his enemies. If he did not get lucky in the secret realm, Yen Xilan would have died or his family would have destroyed and his aunt would have taken forcefully by Chen Wenyu. Feng Yun, we are willing to respect you as our master. We just hope that you can let us go. Seeing the scene of Feng Yun instantly defeating the Grand Elder, Sun Ling was truly scared. He threw away his dignity and begged for mercy. You have no right to beg me to release you. Today, the Blackwater Valley will be destroyed. Feng Yun remained unmoved as he said with killing intent. I'll kill you. Even if I have to die, I won't let him off easy. With both of his arms nearly crippled, the severely injured Chen Wuhai let out a loud shout and crazily charged towards Feng Yun, wanting to self-destruct and launch a fatal attack at him. You're too naive. With your strength, killing you would be as easy as killing a chicken. As he said that, a lightning-fast sword chi shot out from Feng Yun's body. Chen Wuhai's head exploded before he could explode himself. Following that, Feng Yun attacked continuously, like a death god. He crazily reaped the lives of the experts from the Blackwater Valley that had reached Foundation Establishment realm. In less than an incense stick of time, the Blackwater Valley's martial arena had turned into a living hell. Large amounts of fresh blood had gathered into a small stream, and the gruesome scene caused everyone to feel a chill in their hearts and fear. From today onwards, the Blackwater Valley will no longer exist in the White Stone City. After killing the higher-ups of the Blackwater Valley, Feng Yun released a domineering aura, announcing loudly that Blackwater Valley would be removed from the White Stone City. Chapter 84. Yen Xilan's Mother. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 84. Yen Xilan's Mother. The news of the destruction of the Blackwater Valley spread like a wildfire in the entire White Stone City and its surrounding towns. Long before Feng Yun returned to the town, his fame had spread throughout the entire White Stone City. After coming to the Feng clan, Feng Yun entered the Black Pagoda to cultivate. Entering the Black Pagoda, Feng Yun saw that Feng Guan and Yen Xilan were still busy in comprehending the White Moon cultivation technique. Feng Yun entered the training room. Sitting down, Feng Yun started absorbing the spirit energy that the Heavenly Slayer sword has gathered after killing the experts of the Blackwater Valley. After Feng Yun finished absorbing the spirit energy given by the Heavenly Slayer sword, Feng Yun's cultivation has increased again but not close enough to break through to the mid-stage. Feng Yun took out the Dragon's Claw martial skill and started reading it. Dragon's Claw was a type of martial skill that has fearsome attacking power. In the blink of an eye, it could release a large amount of internal spirit chi and generate a type of wide-range invisible shock wave that could be used to attack from a long distance. At the same time, it could also be used for pin-point attacks, and if one wanted to block it, they would have to waste a lot of their spirit chi. Dragon's Claw. Feng Yun's 5 fingers spread out and a palm was blasted. In the blink of an eye, a dozen or so trees had been broken right in front of him and the soil in the ground also shook like a crest of sea waves. It truly had an overbearing might. Feng Yun had been practicing inside a mountain forest near the town. Had he been inside the martial courtyard, then perhaps the whole place would have been smashed. In just 3 days I was able to execute it. That's quite quick. Feng Yun, seeing good results, was very satisfied. At this time, suddenly 2 figures appeared beside Feng Yun. They were Yen Xilan and Feng Guan, who were practicing in the Black Pagoda. There was another useful feature of the Black Pagoda. There was a light screen that showed what was going on outside the world. From inside the Black Pagoda, Yen Xilan and Feng Guan could see that what is going on outside. But they need Feng Yun's permission for that. Feng Yun. Both of them called out Feng Yun's name at the same. Both of them had a bright smile on their faces. As they had successfully comprehended the White Moon cultivation technique. Oh. You are out. How are you guys? Have you learned the White Moon cultivation technique? Feng Yun embraced them and asked with a smile. Yes, it is a very outstanding cultivation technique. Our cultivation progress increased by 3-fold because of it. Yen Xilan and Feng Guan started telling Feng Yun about the technique. Good. Feng Yun nodded with a satisfied expression as he listened to them. Feng Yun, when we're going to the White Stone City? I need to see my mother. Yen Xilan asked slowly. Soon, I was just waiting for you girls to come out. We will be going tomorrow. Feng Yun said while thinking about the Seven Swords sect and Ziling. Now that he has reached the Foundation Establishment realm, staying in the Seven Swords sect was useless to him, he needed to go to the bigger world. His real journey to becoming a supreme powerhouse had just started. Before leaving, Feng Yun had ordered servants to build many wooden houses, after moving these houses in the small world of the Black Pagoda. He also built a big water pool and planted many bamboo trees and flowers for forming a garden. Feng Yun has left all resources that he obtained from the peoples of Blackwater Valley to his father for him to get stronger, and reaching the Foundation Establishment realm soon as possible. This time, he didn't know when he will be able to come back home. Early in the next morning, Feng Yun and two women set out under the farewell of all the people of Feng clan. Their destination was precisely the White Stone City. All along the way, he happily played with Yen Xilan and Feng Guan while traveling. Since they were playing while traveling, their speed was naturally a lot slower than before. Only after 7 full days, they arrived at White Stone City. Ednel.co in the lobby of a building, Feng Yun sat on a big chair. Right now his eyes were sizing up the dignified and noble beautiful woman opposite to him. This beautiful woman appeared only 27 or 28 in age and wore an embroidered blue robe. The figure of this beautiful woman was not inferior in any aspect compared to Yen Xilan. That perfect S-shaped curvy body made Feng Yun praised inwardly. And her face instead was rather similar to Yen Xilan. But at this moment, her face was pale as white, and her body seemed to look a little weak. Her name was Yen Qiu. Forgive me that you are seeing me in this state. Xilan has told me about you a lot. I was extremely surprised when Xilan told me that you are the person who has destroyed the Blackwater Valley. You are truly a genius man. Xilan's mother said while praising Feng Yun. I can see that my daughter loves you very sincerely. Please take good care of her. She is my everything. She has been motivated me to live and fight this illness, otherwise I would have died long ago. Xilan's mother said, raising her hand. She gently caressed the beautiful hair of Yen Xilan who was sitting beside her. Mother, how can say such a thing? Without you what will happen to me? I will definitely find a cure for you, Xilan said as she hugged her mother, burying her head into Yen Qiu's bosom. I will do, mother.in.law. Feng Yun said with a serious voice, mother.in.law, what happened to you? Ah. It's a long sad story, I tell you for another time. As for the cure of my illness, I have tried many ways but couldn't find the cure. Yen Qiu sighed, a sorrowful expression appeared on her face as she thought about the old memories. But there was also a wave of strong anger emitted from her eyes. Mother.in.law, don't worry, we will surely find it. Feng Yun said a comforting tone and encouraged Xilan's mother. Mother, what about the profound ice fruit? Maybe it can cure your illness, but it is extremely difficult to find. Yen Xilan said with a hopeful tone, but soon her voice became depressing at the end. Because the profound ice fruit was not only extremely rare in the world, it was considered to be an earth-ranked spirit fruit. Chapter 85. North Snow Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng Yun came alone to the Seven Swords sect to find Ziling, leaving Xilan and Feng Guan at the residence of Yen Qiu. Feng Yun, there is something that I want to tell you. When we were returning from the secret realm, we met a woman coincidentally who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. She fancied Ziling and wanted Ziling to be her apprentice. That woman was very formidable. She's known as the Empress of the Heavenly Phoenix Empire. Having her receive Ziling as an apprentice is a fortunate opportunity. Zi Jingxing said, taking out a note. He gave it Feng Yun. Feng Yun, I must leave with the master, but you must quickly come and look for me. I don't want to become a burden on your shoulder. I have to get stronger so that I can stand by your side for the entire life. Feng Yun read the message left by Ziling. Silly girl. Feng Yun wryly smiled as he read the message. He was glad that Ziling got such a great opportunity. Sect Master, do you have any idea where can I find the profound ice fruit? Feng Yun asked the Sect Master Zi Jinxing, hoping he could find some clue. I'm not sure, but there are some rumored that it can be found in the North Snow Mountain. But that place is extremely dangerous, many cultivators have lost their lives. Zi Jinxing pondered for a moment and said. Thank you, Sect Master, I should leave now. Feng Yun said and returned to the Yan Qiu's residence. We will also go with you. Yan Xilan and Feng Guan said in unison. When Feng Yun told them about the North Snow Mountain. But Feng Yun about to refuse them, but seeing their earnest expression, he agreed with them. We should also take Mother.in.law with us, she can stay in the Black Pagoda and you will also get time to accompany her. Feng Yun suggested as he thought about the ill mother of Xilan. Although he was risking himself by exposing his secrets, he believed his gut feeling that Yan Qiu can be trusted. Really, Feng Yun, you are so good. Yan Xilan jumped happily as she heard Feng Yun's suggestion and kissed Feng Yun on his cheek. After she ran back to her mother. She already thought about this, but she couldn't expose Feng Yun's secrets without his permission. Mother, do you want to stay with us? Yan Xilan said to mother. The wife's mother living with the new couple wouldn't be good, right? Yan Qiu said. She was surprised by this sudden question. I didn't mean in the same house. Yan Xilan said again. Then what did you mean? Feng Yun has a treasure which can let you live inside it without any problems. Really, Yan Qiu was amazed after hearing it. She didn't expect Feng Yun would have such treasure. Yes, Feng Yun also agreed to this, please mother. Holding her mother's hand, Yan Xilan said. Okay. Yan Qiu agreed. Finally arrived at the North Snow Mountain. After traveling for a month, Feng Yun arrived in the North Snow Mountain. In front of him, there was a snow-capped mountain that stretched as far as the eye could see. Feng Guan and Yan Xilan were busy in cultivating inside the Black Pagoda. Yan Qiu has taken a small wooden house, living peacefully. Feng Yun looked at the pure white snow world and the numerous glaciers in front of him, then took out the sheepskin scroll from his storage ring and compared it to his surroundings. How do I find the profound ice fruit? Feng Yun stepped on the thick snow and walked on the snowy mountain for more than an hour. He noticed that the surrounding scenery was very similar, and it was too difficult to find the correct path. Feng Yun walked around the snow-capped mountain for a few hours. He noticed that the sky was getting darker, while low roars of beasts could be heard from the snowy mountain. When Feng Yun walked into a forest covered in thick snow, he found a bonfire that was slowly rising from the deepest part of the forest. It was like a lamp in the dark. And there's actually someone here. Feng Yun looked at the bonfire in the distance, hesitated for a moment, then walked over. As he slowly approached, Feng Yun saw a man and two women sitting beside a campfire, roasting a fawn in the dim light. Judging from their clothing, the three of them should have come from the same family. Who is it? Suddenly, a strange sound could be heard as the white fur-clad, black-bearded, middle-aged man next to the bonfire let out a powerful aura as he yelled in a loud voice. He was also a mid-stage Foundation Establishment realm cultivator. Hearing the middle-aged man's shout, two beautiful young women dressed in white garb and fur immediately became alert. Holding swords they cautiously looked at Feng Yun. I was merely passing by. I only walked over when I saw the bonfire. Feng Yun smiled, walked over slowly, and said in a friendly manner. The middle-aged man let out a sigh of relief when he saw Feng Yun's young face, because Feng Yun has hidden his aura, so he thought that Feng Yun should be at Spirit Gathering Realm looking at his age. Little brother, this snowy mountain is filled with danger. It is indeed rather dangerous for you to enter this place. The middle-aged man looked Feng Yun over carefully a few times and said softly. I urgently need of the profound ice fruit, so I came here to try luck. I didn't expect this North Snow Mountain to be so big. Feng Yun told them his purpose, hoping to get some information from them. The profound ice fruit. 3 of them stunned, as they heard Feng Yun. Although the 3 of them weren't very strong, they were all from the clan that resided near the North Snow Mountain, and they also heard legends regarding the profound ice fruit. Little brother, if you don't mind, come and sit with us. The night is the most dangerous time for the snowy mountain. It's really dangerous for you to be out alone. The middle-aged man said boldly. Then I won't be polite. Feng Yun was not a shy person either. Furthermore, he wanted to test if the 3 knew where the profound ice fruit was. Thus, he walked over to the bonfire and sat down cross-legged on the snow. Chapter 86. The Snow Panther. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. I am Xia Bao, these 2 are my sister Xia Wen and Xia Lin. After Feng Yun sat down, the middle-aged man introduced him. Feng Yun, a rogue cultivator. Big brother Bao, I wonder if you've ever heard of the profound ice fruit? Feng Yun asked. No, we've never heard of the profound ice fruit. Xia Bao shook his head and said, however, this North Snow Mountain is very vast. Maybe there really is a profound ice fruit in the depths of the mountain. Oh. After confirming that Xia Bao and the other 2 did not know where the profound ice fruit was, Feng Yun revealed a look of disappointment. Feng Yun, tomorrow morning, the 3 of us will continue our journey deeper into the snow mountain. If you don't mind, you can come with us. This way, we will have some care for you. Xia Bao invited him enthusiastically. Big brother, why do we need to bring a burden along? If we encounter danger, how can he help? Xia Wen said with a bit of dissatisfaction. Xia Wen has been spoiled bad by the family since she was young, don't mind her, brother Feng. Xia Lin said apologetically. No need, I'm used to being by myself. After confirming that the 3 of them did not know the location of the profound ice fruit, Feng Yun naturally did not waste any time on them and rejected Xia Bao's invitation. After being rejected by Feng Yun, Xia Bao smiled and didn't say anything. Yet in his heart, he had a hope that Feng Yun would suffer some misfortune later. Young people these days really didn't know how vast the world was. Humph, ungrateful fellow, he doesn't know what's good for him. Although Xia Wen did not want Feng Yun to follow them, Feng Yun's straightforward rejection made her extremely unhappy. Brother Feng, if this is your first time coming to the Snow Mountain, you need to know that this isn't a place you can casually play around in. In the depth of the Snow Mountain, there are many dangers, even a foundation establishment cultivator won't able to live through it. Xia Lin didn't seem as if she could bear Feng Yun delivering himself into the jaws of death. She persuaded Feng Yun. Let's forget it, Xia Lin. Xia Bao said as he saw that Feng Yun didn't seem as if he was going to change his mind. Feng Yun walked away without looking back, soon disappeared from the sight of 3 people. Elder brother, why would he came here alone? Xia Lin looked at the disappearing back of Feng Yun and asked. He came for profound ice fruit, but I'm not sure he will be able to find it or will lose his life like others who came here for the same purpose. Xia Bao said. After walking for a few minutes, Feng Yun entered the Black Pagoda to rest for the night. The next morning, Feng Yun started his journey again into the depth of the mountain. Sai, where is this profound ice fruit? Feng Yun stood on top of a huge glacier and looked at the endless snowy mountain through the falling snow with a soft sigh. He was like a headless fly that had searched for 10 days in the snowy mountain, yet he was unable to find the ice spirit mountain. This made him feel a bit disheartened. As Feng Yun was lost in thoughts, he suddenly heard a deafening beast roar sounding out from behind him. Screams soon followed. Hearing cries, Feng Yun was able to recognize them as the people he had met 10 days ago. Feng Yun launched his movement technique. His figure was just like a bolt of lightning. Because his speed was too quick, the surrounding scenery seemed to blur. Feng Yun crossed that 10-mile distance in just a dozen or so breaths of time. At this moment, Xiao Bao was holding a big sword in his hands and a big wound on his chest caused by the claw of the snow panther, blood continuously flowing out of it, and a giant snow panther a height of 3 meters was standing in front of them. The snow panther was a mid-stage Foundation ranked beast, his entire body covered with white fur. Damn! How is there such bad luck that a mid-stage Foundation ranked appeared here? Xiao Bao cried in his heart. The twin sisters were frightened seeing the wound of Xiao Bao. Xiao Lin, take your sister away, I'm holding it here. Hurry up and leave. Xiao Bao gritted his teeth, turning around, and shouted, urging them to leave quickly. No, brother, you can't stop it alone, we'll help you deal with it. Either we are going to die together or live together, Xiao Lin said, holding her blue sword in her hand tightly, her hands were still trembling. At this moment, the snow panther suddenly growled. It slowly turned its head as if it felt something behind it. It didn't know when, but a young boy had appeared from behind, holding a slender black sword in his hand and walking slowly. Although this young boy didn't have an aura at all, the snow panther didn't know why, but it suddenly felt an extreme sense of danger. It's him, Feng Yun. Xiao Bao and the twins found that Feng Yun came. Why did he come here to die? It had never occurred to him that Feng Yun's combat prowess was to a degree where he could deal with a mid-stage Foundation-ranked snow panther. The snow panther issued a threatening growl. It changed its target towards Feng Yun, because it felt that this boy was a true threat. Feng Yun, hurry up and run. Xiao Bao shouted loudly to warn Feng Yun. But Feng Yun hadn't moved to attack. He patiently waited for the snow panther to come at him. The snow panther rushed directly towards Feng Yun, used his sharp claw and bloodthirsty fangs to attack him. Feng Yun immediately tilted his body and avoided the claw of the snow panther. In the next moment, Feng Yun slammed his sword at the neck of the snow panther, directly cutting its head. What? 3 people were flabbergasted as they saw this scene. The 2 twin girls subconsciously rubbed their eyes, thinking they had been shocked into seeing things. Chapter 87. The red-haired woman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao Bao looked towards Feng Yun and his eyes filled with fear. He stood there, not daring to move. The 2 twin girls' expressions were also slack. They constantly kept gulping. The scene in which Feng Yun killed a snow panther with a sword attack was simply too shocking. Elder brother, he. In the eyes of twin sisters, Feng Yun's existence already defied common sense. How was it possible that he was so young and yet had such strength? We had misunderstood him that night, he was hiding his cultivation. He should be at the late stage of Foundation establishment realm, killing that panther in an attack. How laughable. To think that I have invited him to shelter him before. Xiao Bao ruefully smiled and silently shook his head. Even if one were to look in the surrounding region of the Snow Mountain, one might not find more than a few late-stage Foundation establishment cultivators. Feng Yun came closer to the Xiao Bao and twin sisters, seeing the deep wound on the chest of Xiao Bao, he gave a high-grade spirit-ranked healing pill. Although the twin sisters didn't know what sort of medicine Feng Yun gave their elder brother, they only had to see how the pill sparked with light while emitting a rich fragrance to guess that this pill was definitely an expensive medicine. It was said that a high-level miracle medicine was commonly worth hundreds of low-grade spirit stones. There were even pills that could directly enhance a martial artist's cultivation that cost tens of thousands of low-grade spirit stones. They had not imagined that Feng Yun would be so rich and generous. Thank you, Senior Feng. Xiao Bao expressed his gratitude and swallowed the pill. Soon his wound started to heal. We are very grateful to you for saving our lives. 3 Xia siblings bowed to Feng Yun and give thanks to him. No problem. Feng Yun smiled lightly and said, then started to walk away. Senior, please wait. Noticing Feng Yun about to walk away, Xia Lin opened her mouth and said. What is it? Feng Yun stopped and turned to look at the Xia Lin and calmly asked. My grandfather came to the snow mountain to adventure and accumulated experiences a few times, many of which he had told me. He once told me that there could be a profound ice fruit at the summit of the mountain, but it is impossible to obtain it because it is guarded by high-level spirit beast, gold core beast or higher. Xia Lin organized her thoughts and said, these are only guesses, I don't know if they're true. Whether your guess is correct or not, the information you told me is very valuable. Feng Yun said, here, take this as a reward for information. Feng Yun took out a manual from his storage ring and gave it to Xia Lin. This was the low-grade cultivation technique that he has taken from the Sun Ling after his death. There is no need for this. Xia Lin tried to refuse, but Xia Bao patted her shoulder and nodded her head. He didn't want to annoy Feng Yun, refusing his gifts. Do not reveal this cultivation method to the public. All right. Then we shall part from here. Feng Yun gave a last warning, then walked away. Xia Lin received the manual and checked the content with her sister. Both of them were immediately shocked. Low-grade earth rank cultivation method. Xia Lin and Xia Wen exclaimed. Xia Bao was also stunned. Although Feng Yun had said that this cultivation method could bring danger, the risk was nothing compared to the tremendous rewards that this cultivation method would bring. Xia Lin's eyes searched for Feng Yun's figure, but he already had gone. After he had parted from the Xia sibling group, Feng Yun started a run, continued climbing upwards towards the summit of the snow mountain. As Feng Yun was approaching the peak of the snow mountain, it became more and more dangerous. From time to time, Feng Yun would be ambushed by terrifying spirit beasts. He looked up at the snow mountain. From where he was now, there was still about 50,000 feet until he reached the summit. At this moment, a strong vicious aura appeared in front of Feng Yun. Roar! A loud roar sounded, making Feng Yun's body go stiff, almost causing him to fall. Blue Ice Boar. This was the first time that Feng Yun seen a spirit beast at the same level as the peak stage of Foundation establishment. Without a single word, he launched his movement technique to flee. Thankfully, Feng Yun was much faster than the Blue Ice Boar. In a few jumps, he had already lost it. In the mountainside region, there were mostly initial or mid-stage Foundation-ranked beasts. Higher than mid-stage would only occasionally appear. Feng Yun went on a killing spree. He slaughtered for 1 day and 1 night. After such a long rampage, Feng Yun's fighting skills were becoming more and more refined, and his cultivation also increasing after absorbing the spirit energy given by the Heavenly Slayer sword. Cold winds blew everywhere and snow filled the air. In the upper region of the snow mountain, everywhere one looked there was the frost blue color of ice, crystal clear and incomparably pure. This was true 10,000. Your ice, hard as a rock and beautiful like jade. As long as he passed through the remaining 20,000 feet fields of snow, he would reach the summit of Snow Mountain. That was only the location where the profound ice fruit were most likely to be born. Feng Yun circled around the peak Foundation ranked beasts and continued moving forwards. After several miles, Feng Yun suddenly stopped. Stunned, he looked forward as he stiffly stood there. In front of him, about 200 feet away, Feng Yun saw a scene that he would never forget in his entire life. Above a vast expanse of ice, a tall and slim woman with a full figure was gracefully standing there. Everything about her was outstanding. She wore a flame-red coat, and she had a flowing scarlet dress wrapped around her. Her soft, crimson-red hair hung down to her waist, and both her feet were bare. Her fair, jade-like feet were standing on an azure platform of 10,000 frost ice. She was like a vibrant red rose that grew out of the snow. The crimson red and snow-white contrast reflected a glamorous and majestic beauty. What a beautiful woman! When Feng Yun saw the woman's face, he immediately felt deeply attracted to her. She had a charming face that could confuse all living things. The gaze that her peach blossom eyes revealed seemed to possess some sort of magic that could instantly steal away all light. Those bright red lips made you unwilling to look away. Chapter 88. Battle between two super experts. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. And in front of that woman, there was a humongous golden colored bird. It seemed to have a red crown and its feathers were golden like living flames. Its entire body excluding golden flames. The golden fire bird. Feng Yun's eyes widened. According to the books that Feng Yun had read, the golden fire bird was a saint beast that has the minor bloodline of the heavenly beast golden crow. The golden crow is also known as the sun bird. Legends say that it is an extreme divine being birthed from the sun's core. The golden crow is one of the three supreme fire attribute beasts. Of the three supreme fire attribute beasts, its strength is ranked last, while ranked top the phoenix, the vermilion bird ranked on second, but in the flame strength, it is ranked first as its flame is used for utter destruction. In the ancient legends of this world, there were tales of some divine beasts like the true dragon, true phoenix, the black turtle, the white tiger. However, a divine beast was an incomparably rare and lofty existence. Let alone the sky martial continent, they would be rare even within the mythical immortal world. The boundless strength of a divine beast was a difficult concept for a mortal to imagine, even the mighty experts of the divine profound realm were no match. And under the divine beasts were the heavenly beasts, then the saint beasts. For instance, beings like the golden crow, vermilion bird, and golden-winged rock were all heavenly beasts. Although saint beasts were much more common than heavenly beasts. Still, that was only with the immortal world. In the sky martial continent, a saint beast was an extremely rare existence. Sensing Feng Yun's presence, the woman glanced back at Feng Yun. Her beautiful face was calm as an ocean, with an otherworldly atmosphere filled with smoke and flames. It really gave one a deep feeling of suffocation. Feng Yun froze. He wasn't just shocked by the beauty of the woman, but also by the mystical breath that emanated from her body. This lady seemed like a normal lady. Her breath told Feng Yun that she was more powerful than anyone he had ever met in his life. Sky Profound Realm. She might be at the Heaven Profound Realm, or maybe she was an existence that surpassed the Heaven Profound Realm. To be able to use a golden fire bird saint beast as a mount, what sort of ridiculous concept was that? Feng Yun's mind was in a state of high tension and nervousness. If this person wanted to extinguish his life, it wouldn't even take a moment. The woman was looking at Feng Yun. She was quite curious. He was only at Foundation Establishment Realm, but she couldn't see through him. In one glance, she could see through everyone whose cultivation lower than her, but other than his cultivation base, she couldn't find any other details. Interesting. The woman looked at Feng Yun for a while, and then suddenly, she smiled gently. With that single word, her voice was revealed to be melodious like a songbird. Then, her body seemed as light as a feather as she floated up and onto the back of the golden fire bird. The golden fire bird chirped, and then, it soared into the sky. A whirling blast of hot air rushed out in all directions. Why would she come to the snow mountain? Is it to find the profound ice fruit? Or, does she simply live here? Feng Yun's mind raced with the possibilities. Looking at the vast snow mountain above him, he wasn't sure whether or not he should continue going forwards. If that woman came for the profound ice fruit, it would be best to forget. After hesitating for a long time, Feng Yun clenched his teeth and decided to continue forwards. Since he had come this far, he might as well attempt to go further. Feng Yun had just taken a few steps forwards. Feng Yun heard the thunderous sound of fighting one after another. Feng Yun had been only 20,000 feet from the summit. With his full speed, he was able to cover this distance in a short time. Feng Yun was able to rush towards the summit without any resistance. However, at this moment, Feng Yun stopped, stunned. he looked towards the sky, he saw two people in the sky. One was red-haired woman and the other was a gray-clothed middle-aged man. Both of them staring at each other, holding their swords in their hands. Is this confrontation between two super experts? Feng Yun gulped down saliva. He hadn't ever imagined he would be able to watch a fight of super experts. Using the heavenly yang cultivation technique, Feng Yun hit his aura, get close to the two people. But not too close. Still maintaining a distance of 1 mile. The red woman was standing proudly in the air. A strong heavenly wind blew her crimson red hair, making it dance recklessly in the wind. In the sky. Her sword was slender and narrow, its blade was only 2 inches wide, but it was a full 4 feet long. The blade excluding a hot aura as it was on fire. Just by feeling the powerful fluctuation of the spirit energy coming from it, Feng Yun guessed that it was at least a heavenly ranked treasure. This was a battle between two peerless masters. Feng Yun stared with eyes wide open, not wanting to miss a single detail. You are really persistent, chasing me for the entire 3 months. If it was not for the elders who ambushed me, injuring me, then I would let you know what is called worse than death, the middle-aged man said, strong anger emitting from his eyes. You have ruined the lives of many female disciples. Even if I have to chase you 30 years, I will not let you off, the red-haired woman said with a furious voice. Now, die. The woman in red waved her long sword, and crimson flame flashed into existence on the sword edge. At first, this flame was only several feet long, but when the woman in red lifted this sword high, the flames shot up to the sky. A massive inferno formed by the flame, moving the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man's eyes reflected a solemn expression after seeing the flame inferno. Feng Yun let out a cold breath after seeing her attack. This woman was even more powerful than he had thought. Chapter 89. Injured red-haired woman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Facing such a formidable attack, the middle-aged man responded without reservation, pouring his spirit chi into the sword. He has water attribute spirit chi, a big ball of water formed in the sky. This water ball started at 10 feet, but it rapidly expanded. He thrust forward to over 100 feet diameter. He thrust forward his sword, and the massive blue water ball flew at that woman like a meteor. The huge pillar of flame and the water ball struck each other. Bang! A terrifying explosion rang through the clouds. The entire summit of the snow mountain shook under the impact. Burning flames smashed down like countless meteorites on the ice layer, forming small pools of water as the ice melted. Feng Yun felt a creeping sense of incomparable horror and awe as he watched this from afar. If just the aftermath had such power, how terrifying would it be to face it head-on? In the sky, the battle was going on in full swing. The middle-aged man wasn't prevailing. Rather, he was constantly losing ground as the fight continued. And the red-haired woman was actually winning this battle. Behind her, there appeared the faint fiery image of a giant blazing phoenix. The fire chi of the red-haired woman has twisted into a giant flaming tornado. The red-haired woman waved her sword, the flaming tornado swept towards the middle-aged man. Bang! The middle-aged man formed a huge block of ice and hit against the flaming tornado. As the titanic forces in the air collided, several giant pieces of the ice and flames falling down on the ground like raining meteors. Few of these fell on the location where was Feng Yun hiding. Damn! Feng Yun cursed. If he was hit by these meteors, he would be dead. Having no other choice, Feng Yun entered the Black Pagoda to hide. After Feng Yun entered the Black Pagoda, there was only a 3 inches long Black Pagoda remained in the air floating. Feng Yun controlled the Black Pagoda from inside it, making it float to the ancient tree. Distancing himself from the battleground. From the inside of the Black Pagoda, Feng Yun looked at the light screen that's showing the battle. Both of them fighting for hours, but the victory hadn't decided yet. After another few hours of battle, the red-haired woman was able to injure the middle-aged man. Shit! After being injured by the red-haired woman, the middle-aged man cursed, began to retreat. He turned around and started to flee. You want to run, dream on. The red-haired woman said, chased after the middle-aged man. In a blink of an eye, both of them disappeared. Feng Yun was disappointed after seeing this. He wanted to see the entire battle, but it was not possible now. Their flying speed was too fast, he couldn't catch up with them. Feng Yun came out of the Black Pagoda, standing on the ancient tree. He looked at the summit, the ice on the summit melted, turning into a huge water pool. He was happy that the woman hadn't come for the profound ice fruit, which means he still had the chance to find the profound ice fruit. Feng Yun continued his search for the profound ice fruit in the snow mountain. He was wandering in the snow mountain for 4 days but still no sign of the profound ice fruit. Feng Yun stopped in his footsteps. With his keen senses, he felt overwhelmingly rich flame energy in the air. Feng Yun hesitated for a while, before following the traces of the flame energy. Looking around, Feng Yun found that the rich flame energy coming from the big cave. He has the Black Pagoda to hide if he encountered any life-threatening situation. He had a faint guess what could it be. He restrained the breath of his body and sent out his divine sense. Cautiously stepping forward, Feng Yun entered the cave. The flame energy became fiercer, but to Feng Yun, it was felt like a warm breeze. In the depth of the cave, a large golden bird was sprawled on the ground, prostrate. This was the golden fire bird that Feng Yun had seen before. What surprised Feng Yun, that the golden fire bird was injured, blood dripping from the wound. Looking at the painful appearance of the golden fire bird, it looked like it received extremely heavy injuries. Behind the golden fire bird, there was a red-haired woman leaning against the wall, her face pale, her gorgeous eyes were closed shut and her long eyelashes were slightly trembling. Looking at that unconscious young girl who was still knitting, her beautiful brows and her gorgeous cheeks were somewhat stiff cold, Feng Yun thought in his mind, even while unconscious, she still has the air of arrogance like this. It's a little better for a woman to be gentle and soft. Feng Yun saw that blood was still oozing from several wounds on her body, and her face was becoming paler and paler by the moment. He was curious, how did this red-haired woman, who had been the one with the upper hand, suddenly suffer such a heavy injury? When Feng Yun came closer to the red-haired woman, the golden fire bird sensed the presence of Feng Yun. It stared at Feng Yun, the golden flames on his body exploded, increasing the temperature in the cave. But because of the injuries, its flames were too weak. Although the golden fire bird was injured, it could kill any cultivator of the Gold Core realm. And Feng Yun was only a foundation establishment realm. Shit! Feng Yun cursed himself. The golden fire bird opened its mouth to spit out a yellow ball of thunder, shooting directly towards Feng Yun. The speed of the fireball was extremely fast and arrived at Feng Yun in just the blink of an eye. Feng Yun about to enter the Black Pagoda, but when the fireball came closer to him, giving him a comfortable warm feeling. It was destructive as Feng Yun imagined. He knew it was because of his ancient fire demon bloodline. Trusting his ancient fire demon bloodline, Feng Yun didn't enter the Black Pagoda. Instead, he revolved his yang qi to the limit and prepared to take the fireball head on. The fireball directly sank into Feng Yun's body. It was as if the fireball had fallen into a dark pit of Feng Yun's body and would never come back out. When the fireball submerged into Feng Yun, there wasn't a single ripple, not even Feng Yun's clothes were burnt. Feng Yun's eyebrows furrowed. After a few breaths of time, his expression relaxed, and the fire qi in the fireball was absorbed by him. O.org fire qi in the golden fire bird's flames was a bit wilder than the fire qi from Fiery Abyss. But it was still unable to compete with the ancient fire demon bloodline. Although the golden fire bird has the bloodline of heavenly golden crow beat, it was not pure enough. The fire qi futilely struggled a bit, but ultimately it could not avoid the fate of being absorbed.